Hello, I'm going to show you a quick introduction to how the venture capital and private equity game works. I'm logged in right now. My team is Orion Capital. I'm in year 2 of phase 1, and I have $282 million in funds available. If I go to my funds page, I can see that $282 million is comprised of $32 million in my Capital Fund 1 and $250 million in my Capital Fund 2. I'm making a bunch of different investments in emerging markets, services and retail, energy, and healthcare and life sciences. And I can see that one of the companies that I've invested in is currently in distress. If I go to the news, I can find out more about what's going on. I can see that I was the last one bidding in Everest Foodstuffs, and I won that deal. On the timeline, I can see that my investment in offshore exploration was liquidated for $700,000. Why? It's because some unforeseen events pushed the company into bankruptcy, so that was unfortunate. My next step with this is to do look for deals. I can do searches here to find deals that are appropriate. If I want to search, for example, in the energy sector, maybe search for startups and say that I'm looking for companies that want funds in the $20 to $50 million range with novice management level. I can do a search and find companies that are like that. And then what I'll have is a series of firms that I can invest in after I've conducted my searches and make some decisions about whether or not I want to invest in here. So here I see nuclear grid as a possible investment, and I can learn more about them, and I can here learn more about what their valuation forecast is for next year. So valuation forecast for the following year. And based on that, I might want to create a term sheet. Looks like this firm wants $6.7 million. And if I want to, I can refer this firm to one of the other firms, venture capital firms that are out there. But I'm going to go ahead right now and create a term sheet. And there's multiple ways of creating a term sheet. I can be a single investor, or I can try to create a syndicate. Right now I'll do a single investor. And I can see here what their pre-money valuation is. I can decide whether or not I want to match that pre-money valuation and determine how much funding I want to provide them. And then I decide which of the two funds I want to pull from to raise this. I'm going to pull from Fund 1, which still has $32 million in it. And I can also choose if I want to be a fill investor and set my terms in terms of anti-dilution and liquidation preference, etc. So I propose my term sheet, and after I do so, I've got a term sheet submitted, and then I'm ready to advance to the next round. The next phase, I can see I'm in year 2, phase 2, and I'm ready to learn more about whether or not I have gotten an investment. So if I look on my timeline, what I can see is Nuclear Grid, who I proposed a term sheet for, has selected me as the lead investor. And I can solicit to get fill investors if I want to, or I can do the deal on my own. I can see the pre-money valuation here and the amount of capital that I want. So it looks like $14 million for the full investment here. And I'm going to go ahead and finalize the deal. So now I've finalized the deal and I'm ready to move on, and that will now become a part of my portfolio going forward. And there's other options here too in terms of selecting fill investors, of course, and doing syndications. And there are firms in various stages of development that I can select.